Hello students, I am Sholita who will come with all the subject topics in medical, pharmacy and life science one by one medicine form only for you. So guys, Sholita is welcoming you at the Pharmacy and Medical Crash Course Division in the Knowledge Club online. In this course, we will learn about the basics of diet, nutrition, immune system and immunity. Don't skip any lecture or any episodes because if you skip any lecture, you can miss a valuable tip in between lecture. So stay tuned up to end. Now come to the point, the interdisciplinary of nutritional requirements. What is the meaning of that? The effects of one mineral nutrients in reducing or increasing the requirements for another have been mentioned previously. The similar relationships occur among organic nutrients and originate for several reasons, the most common of which are discussed briefly now. Composition for sites of absorption by the cell. Since the absorption of nutrients frequently occurs by way of active transport within cell membrane and excess of one nutrient A may inhibit absorption of a second nutrient B if they share the same absorption pathway. In such cases, the apparent requirement for nutrient B increases. B, however, can sometimes be supplied in an alternate form that is able to enter the cell by a different route. Many examples of amino acids antagonism, in which inhibition of growth by one amino acid is counteracted by another amino acid. Our best example can see by the mechanism. For example, under some conditions, Lactobacillus casei requires both D and L-alanine, which differ from each other only in the position of the amino or NH2 group in the molecule. And the two forms of these amino acids share the same absorption pathway. Excess D-alanine inhibits growth of these species, but the inhibition can be alleviated either by supplying additional L-alanine or more effectively by supplying peptides of L-alanine. The peptides enter the cell by a pathway different from that of the two forms of alanine, and after they are in the cell can be broken down to form L-alanine. Relationships of this type provide one explanation for the fact that peptides are frequently more effective than amino acids in promoting growth of bacteria. Now come to a vital point, the water. Water helps to regulate body temperature, transports nutrients to cells and rids the body of waste materials. What's the purpose of the water intake? Good nutrition helps individuals achieve general health and well-being. In addition, dietary modifications might be prescribed for a variety of components including allergies, anemia, arthritis, colds, depression, fatigue, gastrointestinal disorder, high or low blood pressure, insomnia, headaches, obesity, pregnancy, premenstrual syndrome or PMS, respiratory conditions and stress. Nutritional therapy may also be involved as a complement to the allopathic treatment of cancer, diabetes and Parkinson's disease. Other specific dietary measures include the elimination of food activities for attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, the ADHD, gluten-free diets for schizophrenia and dairy-free for chronic respiratory disease. A high diet fiber helps prevent or treat the health condition that are the high cholesterol levels. Fiber effectively lowers blood cholesterol levels. It appears that soluble fiber binds to cholesterol and moves it down the digestive tract so that it can be excreted from the body. This prevents the cholesterol from being reabsorbed into the bloodstream. The constipation. A high fiber diet is the preferred non-drug treatment for constipation. Fiber in the diet adds more bulk to the stools, making them softer and shortening the time foods stay in the digestive tract. Hemorrhage. Fiber in the diet adds more bulk and softens the stool, thus reducing painful hemorrhageal symptoms. Diabetes. Soluble fiber in the diet slows down the rise of blood sugar levels following a meal and helps control diabetes. Obesity. Dietary fiber makes a person feel full faster. Cancer. Insoluble fiber in the diet speeds up the movement of the stools through the gastrointestinal tract. The faster food travels through the digestive tract, the less time there is for potential cancer-causing substances to work. Therefore, diets high in insoluble fiber help prevent the accumulation of toxic substances that cause cancer of the colon. Because fiber reduces fat absorption in the digestive tract, it also may prevent breast cancer. A diet low in fat also promotes good health and prevents many diseases. The low-fat diets can help treat or control the obesity. High-fat consumption often leads to excess caloric and fat intake, which increases body fat. Coronary artery disease. High consumption of saturated fats is associated with coronary artery disease. Diabetes. People who are overweight tend to develop or worsen existing diabetic conditions due to decreased insulin sensitivity. So students, we are at the ending position of this course. A warm thanks to all of you for making this course a valuable and successful one. Next, we are planning to make a course on the introduction of the reproductive system and asexual reproduction. Again, I am giving you a big thanks for your kind support. If you like this course, then definitely like, share and comments freely. And obviously, if you have any doubt or question, don't hesitate to write me at the comment box. I shall rectify it and definitely I shall dismiss your doubt. I am coming with the next course very shortly. Till then, goodbye.